What's up, world? Uko here from Better Therapy Now, where you sharpen your discipline. The secret to overcoming procrastination for good. So you've got work to do, but you're scrolling, you're deep diving in the weird side of YouTube, you're even cleaning, but you're avoiding those key tasks, those tasks that require deep work. Doesn't that sound familiar? Why do we do it? How do we stop it? How do we stop procrastinating for good? In this video, I'm going to break down the science of procrastination and research-backed methods to stop procrastinating forever. So why do we procrastinate? Actually, it's not about laziness. Studies show that it's a form of emotional regulation failure. Dr. Tim Pychyl, a leading researcher on procrastination, found that we procrastinate when we find a task emotionally overwhelming, boring, or just stressful. A study from the University of Colorado found that we procrastinate when we struggle with impulse control. And neuroscientists found that procrastination is a struggle between your limbic system, your emotional brain, and your prefrontal cortex, your logical brain. So how do we stop procrastinating? Number one is the 5-minute rule. This means shrinking a task down till it doesn't feel overwhelming anymore. The main reason that people procrastinate is because the task feels stressful or really overwhelming. So we shrink it down until it's almost impossible to say no. Dr. Neil Fiore, the author of The Now Habit, found that once we start a task, we want to just keep going with that task. So like if you go to the gym, just make it to the gym and do one exercise, you're going to want to continue working out. This is called the Zeigarnik effect. Once we start a task, we want to keep going because our brain hates unfinished business. Next is temptation bundling. This means turning tasks into rewards. You link a task that you might find boring with the task that you think is fun. So maybe listening to your favorite music while you're doing homework, or listen to your favorite podcast when you're at the gym and only when you're at the gym. Then your brain links those two things together, something that you find rewarding and fun versus something that you might find boring. A University of Pennsylvania study found that if we pair a want with a should, so something that we find rewarding with something that we find boring, it'll increase productivity and the likelihood that we'll complete that task by 40%. Next is the pre-commitment strategy. You're using your future self to create a culture of accountability or to stay committed. Our brain sees our future self as a complete stranger. That's why when we put off tasks, we kind of think of it as that's a future me problem. But a Harvard Business School study found that if we visualize our future self, we're more likely to make disciplined choices. And you can take it a step further by writing a letter to your future self about whatever disciplined choices you want to make. That will increase the likelihood that you'll follow through with those choices. Next is specifically for those who are perfectionists. It's called the ugly first draft method. A lot of procrastination comes from the ugly first draft method, or this idea that we are not going to do it perfectly. We tell ourselves, if I can't do it perfectly, then I'm not going to do it at all. Perfectionists actually procrastinate more than those who are imperfectionists because perfectionists fear doing something imperfectly, and in their mind, that's a sense of failure or a version of failure. The ugly first draft method says that you tell yourself, I'm not making it perfect. And actually tell yourself this out loud. I'm not making it perfect. I'm just making it exist. Next is to create a procrastination-free zone because your environment shapes your behavior way more than your willpower will. This simply means eliminating procrastination. A University of Chicago study found that if you take away your cell phone, it increases productivity by 20%. People who eliminate all distractions, TV, laptop, shutting off the email, getting rid of the phone, even messing with their lighting to make themselves more productive, increase productivity by 53%. The secret to overcoming procrastination is not about willpower. It's about understanding your brain, how it works, eliminating distractions, controlling your environment so that you can be most productive and take action. So let me know which of these tips you're going to try first in the comments below, and we can talk about it. I'm Uko from Better Therapy Now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.